everyone, all the members of GALF and followers of Fastener brand, the users of Fastener brand, various fitness enthusiasts, and the corporate employees of varied companies who are watching us. Uh, Absolutely delighted to welcome our dear friend Vijay Venugopal, the CEO of Anutrix Sports, the makers of Fasten Up brand of products, with us today morning. It's bright and sunny in Mumbai, and I'm sure Vijay will tell us how it is probably feeling in Hyderabad over there.
Same here.
And Neha probably had some drizzles over the weekend in Gurgaon. That said, Vijay, absolutely delighted to have you over here. I'm sure that a lot of people are wanting to ask a lot of questions to you around hydration, around nutrition, around what kind of products can we have in current scenario. So without much ado, I'll probably hand it over to Neha to give a brief introduction, and then we can get started.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Vijay.
Good morning.
Yes. So just to give a brief about our speaker for today. Vijay is a co-founder and CEO of Fasten Up brand in India. And he started his journey in late 2015 with Fasten Up. And before that, prior to that, Vijay was working with two top pharmaceutical companies. I believe, Vijay, I would like you to share your journey from healthcare industry to coming up, with building a nutrition brand in India. Mm-hmm. So how do you would like to explain that journey?
Thanks, Neha. Thanks, Amit. You guys, including GALF, has been doing a great job of corporate wellness and getting things going. So happy to be here. Neha, coming back to your question. So I have been working since the year 2000. So that was a period when you had another milestone year for a lot of people. The Y2K came into effect. The IT boom had happened at that point of time. So a lot of my batchmates went into IT, information technology, and then you had the .com era also happening at that point of time. It was not by any design, but I got into this world of pharmaceuticals, and slowly but surely I started liking what I was seeing there. So it was still early days, old economy, and starting to put those bricks in place. But having said that, I was always passionate about sports. Right from my childhood. So I used to keep doing some activity, even though between 20 years to 30 years, I would say that my sports had taken a backseat, not because that I didn't have the urge, but it's just that other things in life got much more prominence, including hanging out with friends and meeting people. So all those things, right? And also, if you look at year 2000, unlike what it is today, we didn't have so many opportunities to decide what we want to do, right? If you want to build a career in business and sports, you had only limited opportunities at that point of time, right? So anyway, it went on, and I think while working with Lupin, I was given an opportunity to be in China between 2007 and 2010. So we, in fact, moved along with family. Yeah?
At the safe time. China comes up and yes.
Yeah. So, it's probably not a politically correct context right now. But having said that, in 2010, 2007, 10, along with family, we moved on to China. We were vegetarians, and so obviously there are a lot of challenges out there. But I think between 2007 and 2010, I actually could learn quite a bit from a global perspective, because if you remember, that was a time when we had the economic crash which happened. And if you look at one of the countries which actually came out well during that period of time was China. So I had an opportunity to look at close quarters, what was happening on the ground. The other eventful thing which happened was something which I really liked, loved, which was Olympics 2008. So that was a good thing that I could witness. So this went on, and by 2013, I was, almost done with whatever I was doing. Same monotonous kind of work. So I decided that I'll step out of the corporate stereotyped work and do something else. So in 2015, I had an opportunity to kind of mix, if I have to say, sports, business, and to a large extent, healthcare, which was where I worked together. And that became Fastened Up. I was happy to have a lot of people on the way. I also think it's a lot to do with finding the right people at the right time and the right time. So that is where we started the journey, and here we are speaking.
So I think that's a fantastic story, and I'm glad that you kind of did it early, Vijay. It took me nearly 20 years to make that kind of a jump. I need to compliment you for your courage. Needless to say, so two questions here. Why Aeronautics Sports, and eventually, how did the brand Fasten Up came up? I'm sure that's that's your baby, so very close to your heart. You'd like to tell us about that. Mm-hmm. And second, why particularly did you select a nutrition market or targeting the sports market?
Mm-hmm. So again, an interesting question. The simpler thing first. Why Fastened Up? So we had this amazing founder of Fastened Up who had a similar vision like a few of us in India. His name is Giorgio Barathalli. He lives in Italy and Switzerland. So the origin of the brand actually happened there in Switzerland. So I think he got fascinated by these mountain bikers, the sky runners, and in Europe, if you look at it, there are a lot of these small healthcare pharmaceutical companies already present, family run, etc. So he had a vision, he had a passion for sports. Again, he was into healthcare, and he brought out a product which was effervescent, slightly ahead of time there, and gave this name Fastened Up, which sounded really well with the segment that he was attaching himself to. Fast forward 2015-16, by then an Indian company had bought over this brand. Even though Giorgio is still very much part of our team, and he in fact does a lot of things outside of India, runs the show across the globe. We wanted to get started with business because by the time a lot of things were happening in India, wellness, fitness was taking off. Who would want to again go back to the drawing board and start finding a name when you already had an exciting name, right? So we said Fastened Up. The logo was there, the name was there. So we just started onto our work, right? That was the origin of Fastened Up. So I think we were fortunate that we didn't have to spend 3-4 months ideating and talking a lot of things on what should be the brand name, etc. And happily, it has caught on. Coming back to Aeronautics, again, we always knew that it was probably a name which a lot of people would forget because it's a brand which takes the center stage. But still, we wanted to get in something from the nutrition angle. So Nutrix came in. Aero had different connotations. Aero had also this thing of flying and going higher, and the aerodynamic aspect of any work, any opportunity, any job. And incidentally, our first products which we had those days was something called Activate, which was A. E was the energy gel which we used to import from Europe. So it was called the Energizer, Energize. And then R was the Recover, which had amino acids in it. So and O was, we always believe that you need to oxygenate, right? So we said, let's not spend too much time. We have got what it takes. Let's go into execution. So that's how AeroNutrix came into being. The thing is, Amit and Neha, that nutrition and healthcare, pharmaceuticals are all always interwoven, right? The whey protein
Yes.
industry actually came from the cancer industry.
Okay.
Proteins were required for that industry. And if you look at these are all finally products, right? You have to do R&D, you have to produce, you have to take it to the market. Quality is important. But
Yes.
what happens in a lot of times is when uh, uh, some other stream becomes your core business, uh, uh, a subject like sports nutrition or fitness nutrition or active nutrition gets the second priority in many companies, right?
Correct.
So we knew it at that point of time that if we had to be successful in this, we had to have a startup spirit, a new venture spirit, speed in the right direction, which is velocity, right?
Correct.
So that's how we said we will have a separate company. It will be solely focused on fitness, products to do with it, talk about innovation. And then we were very happy to see that the health and wellness segment in India was growing, and it has only grown today, and it will grow in the future.
Yes. Oh, wow. I mean, that's an interesting one. And I was always kind of surprised about how did this AeroNutrix came in, and so thanks for explaining it to us. We will talk about it someday, in terms of how you got through the original founder of FastNup, and how did the merger or the acquisition and stuff like that came up. I don't want to get the investment banker of mine out, but it seems like some people are sending separate DMs asking me, what am I sipping over here right now? So, hey guys, that's the FastNup BCAA, my favorite. It's an intra-training, fluid that I consume, and I think it's extremely helpful for me, particularly when I'm doing my HIITs, my runs, and my general workout. So since I'm talking about it right now, maybe you can throw some glance on specific products, Vijay, given the current context, given the fact that sports are out of question right now. People are inside, indoors. There are some people who are kind of attempting, trying to do 10K, 20K, 25K. I've seen even 50Ks indoors only. I mean, that's wishing them the best. But given the current context, what do you recommend are the right kind of nutrition requirements over and above the healthy food that people need to be eating? What are the kind of supplements that people should be taking care of, whether it is for immunity, whether it is about muscle building, and so on and so forth?
So let me first talk about immunity first, because that's the current subject, and then I will tell you. I'll talk about the fitness-related products. So immunity, whichever way you look at it, we don't have a vaccine. We don't have a cure to
Correct.
it. So basically, it's plain and simple, right? You just need to make sure that you have the best chance of warding off the virus. I mean, that's the basic logic. So whatever it takes to do that, we should do. Now, how do we do it? I'm sure I'm not a nutritionist, but a lot of people would tell you that you need to have food or eat well, which helps build your immunity. Now, that can be built in many ways. You have real foods, the everyday portions that you take, which has to be healthy, which has to be building your immunity.
Yes.
Apart from that, today it's also a situation where you don't get access to a lot of real food that you really want to get. It's also summertime, and a lot of restrictions are in place. So that's where probably the role of dietary supplements, things that people talk about. It could be a Chyawanprash, which people take. It could be a vitamin C booster that we have, in fact, which really helps. It could be having any fruit which really helps you build your immunity, and also basically stay away from anything that can actually bring your immunity down.
Correct.
Right. so that's the basic thing, right? Now, if you have to slightly take it out and then put it into the context of fitness and a healthy living, it's also summertime where we are getting drained out. So have a lot of water. Keep your body to the optimum. Never let it suffocate, right? The moment you bring down the guard, you automatically invite the body to get whatever is around, right? So have a lot of water. The other thing that I have personally realized probably in the second or third week of my own lockdown period is that I have gotten tired even while sitting at home. I mean, doing an
Yes.
odd exercise,
Yes. Correct.
right? I don't do much of workout, maybe half an hour to 1 hour, multiple things. But I've realized that it's summertime and just sitting at home, you get a little low on energy.
Exhausted. Yeah.
Exhausted. So I have actually started taking electrolytes because I feel that I lack that a little bit of that electrolyte in me. Especially if you're doing those, Amit, if people are doing those workouts like 5K, doing a virtual run, etc. You don't need to go out to the stadiums or the roads to actually drink an electrolyte. I think I strongly
Correct.
feel that people should have electrolytes. In our case, we have a product which is called Reload. But any electrolyte, I mean, it's always good to have. And the other thing is also about recovery, right? Uh, uh, Staying at home, I've also felt that even though I'm staying at home, the next day morning when I wake up, I'm not really fresh. I mean, when you do it day in and day out, sitting inside your house, you feel a little bit of tiredness, you feel a little bit of soreness. So anything to do with recovery is a great idea, which may include proteins, which may include even the BCAA that you talked about, Amit. So,
Yep.
I mean, I have had these Insta Live sessions with a lot of nutritionists. So, what they to tell is that be mindful of what you eat. Don't do anything drastic. A few variations is okay, but try and stick to what you are trying to do. And the same goes with nutrition. So that's what I would like to tell.
Lovely, excellent. So, I have so many people who are kind of pouring in the questions, the people who are kind of dropping in some messages. I'll try and pick up as they come, and I encourage more and more people to keep sending questions because that's the way Vijay really likes it. He likes to interact with people real time. So, there are people who are saying that they are consuming Fastener Vitalize. There's a message from Vikas Sharma. He's consuming Fastener Vitalize and Charge daily. Is this sufficient as immunity booster in this lockdown situation?
Well, there is no science yet conclusively on the virus or the COVID situation, right? Uh, so, all we are trying to do is try to build your immunity as much as possible. Uh, from that perspective, if you ask whether vitamin C is good, yes, it is good. So if you have access to vitamin C, please have it. Is multivitamins good in the current context? Yes, it is good. Always, even more so in this context. So if you should have it, please do have it. But having said that, please also don't stop whatever other things that you're doing. So, in a nutshell, please continue to do whatever you are having, and then boost it with the other things like vitamin C, multivitamins, and various other things
Yeah.
that you would like to have.
Correct. There's a friend of ours, Ranjit Barua. He's actually a founder of Wellness Teas, and we have kind of sweat equity in that brand. So I really love it. Knowing Vijay, you are more of a coffee person, but I think seems like Ranjit is quite inclined towards wellness teas, and he asks you views about what are your views about wellness teas that support your immune system and help you rejuvenate.
So again, this is very interesting. So when I so I'm a person who thinks that one has to be flexible with whatever one is taking, right? And that has been my belief even when I started or got into this business of nutrition. I always say that people should have an open mind. Look at nutrition, which is going to help you in the process of doing whatever you want to do, right? If that is the premise from where you are starting, uh, then you should experiment, look at different things, and that includes the tea. I mean, I like having different kinds of tea, including I'm sure there are some proprietary elements which goes into a wellness tea. So I think the answer is yes. Uh, Please do try it out. And at the end of the day, it's up to you what suits you, what doesn't suit you, what you like, what you don't like. So I'm sure there is a space for everyone to experiment and go ahead with it.
So, Vijay,
Lovely.
over here, when we are talking about nutrition, this is a question I get from a lot of my clients.
Mhm.
And they always ask me, like, we are not working out like you. We are just doing this 1 hour of thing and then our sedentary lifestyle or whatever their work.
Mhm.
Do we need these supplements? This is
Okay.
one question I get repeatedly again and again. And as I am myself not a nutritionist, I
Mhm.
try to convince them. But something from you coming will really help because they all are online and they want to hear that what are the things they can actually use without that mindset that these supplements are actually not, I'm using this word, I hope I'm politically correct, these are not steroids.
Okay.
They are still from that old school of thought. I think my father is also watching this, including my father, because whenever I take BCA or something, he's like, why are you taking this? Why do you need it? Right? Because we haven't taken it whole of our life. So why do you need it now? What is the requirement? So if you can really, throw some light on that.
So, Neha, this is not something which is a question which is only posed by people like us or people who are those half an hour, 1 hour kind of fitness oriented people. But you will be amazed to know that even the elite athletes in the country that we have today are not so used to the concept of nutrition.
Like,
so that's yeah. So I mean, you walk into any sports authority of India today, the awareness is increasing, but you'll be surprised to know that even their awareness of nutrition is always is limited.
Okay.
So that is something which is a common fundamental truth that we are facing as a company, as a brand, and also as people, right? Now, even if you look at ourselves, I think a lot of us relate to the running community because that's what we do. Uh, Predominantly, a lot of people have never ever run in their lives, right? You start running at the age of 30, 35. At least I started running actively at the age of 36 or so. The first things that I uh, typically look at is whether I have a good shoe, whether I'm buying the right shoe, whether it comes from an Adidas or a Asics or Nike, whether I'm wearing the right shoe. The second thing that I would look at is, say, a Garmin or a Fitbit or any of those fitness trackers, right? Whether I have a cap, a good dry fit cap to ward you off. And then you go and run, right? Nutrition is a thing which has been very less discussed, right? So suddenly you find your body doing those 7 hour runs or even a 1 hour workout every day, which accumulates into a 6 hour workout every week, and you have not fueled yourself enough. We are all in a rush to go to your offices, to get on with our life, to take care of your families. Have we asked a question whether we are fueled enough? The answer would be no, right? This is applicable right from the elite athletes to a normal person who does those half an hour fitness activity every day, right? Uh, so how do I negate it? How do I uh, uh, get better in this situation? Now, the simple thing would be that if I have the liberty to eat well every day, fantastic. But right from an elite athlete who doesn't have the time to eat for 5 hours in a day, to us who don't have that liberty, we always miss out on a lot of stuff, even from the simple act of drinking water, right? We lose electrolytes in our body. Do we replenish it? The answer would be no, right? Which is evident when it comes to the next day's workout or how energetic that you feel through the day, right? So the simple thing is, real food is always a good option. But if you don't have access to real food, that is where supplementation helps, and have an open mind towards it, right? The next part of your question is how safe it is, whether these are foreign things which are coming into our body.
Yes.
Now, a lot of these nutrition which is available, as long as it's not drugs or into the medicine with a prescription, these are typically things which already you have it in your real food, right? A simple thing is an electrolyte, right? What does an electrolyte have? It has a little bit of salt, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. You have a little bit of carbohydrates in it in the form of sugar. These are the things that you anyway take from your normal real food, right? If you can make that concoction at home and have it every day, please do that, right? But the fact of the matter is, a lot of times we don't have the luxury of doing it, or maybe we don't take it in the right proportion, right? So that is where, if you are able to supplement it, great. So there are, I would say, simple things which are around, which is probably a no-brainer. For example, an electrolyte, maybe a multivitamin, right? If you're not able to take all the vitamins into your body, even a doctor would probably tell, please take a multivitamin, right? So these are simple things. Vitamin C is again a no-brainer in today's situation, because build your immunity. You have oranges, you have amla, or you have a fastened up charge, right? So these are basic elements, right? Now, when you come to a little bit of more complex, products, that's where it becomes a little trickier in terms of the question, right? Whether you have a pre-workout, for example, right? Or whether you should have an energy gel, right? I mean, normally, even if somebody asks me whether you need an energy gel for half an hour workout, I would say, I mean, not really necessary, right? But if you're doing a 1 hour repeat, and your chips are down, and you need to do that last repeat when you need some energy, you either have a banana, right? Or you have a date, or you have an energy gel, right? So it's a choice that you make, right? One energy gel or two energy gels doesn't change anything in life for anyone, right? But when it comes to pre-workout or things which are a little bit more complex, then you really need to know whether you are actually doing that amount of work in terms of what you're doing, whether you're lifting weights or whether you are doing those repeats, etc., or not, and then decide. And there, people like you, so the nutritionists, are there to guide you. So fundamentally, my message to everyone would be, please keep a open mind. A lot of elements, even the BCAA that Amit showed us, if you look at the ingredients there, they are all available in real food. Amino acids are basically elements which are available in real food. All that a product is trying to do is take it out in the right proportion according to whatever science is prescribing, and give it to you to help you accelerate the process, right? Few things that people have to be aware of is, please be aware of any fake products, right? Please be aware of the brand and the company that you take. I mean, it includes even Fastened Up, right? I mean, we had a period, a tough time in the initial 1 year where we had to prove our credibility, right? Today, say the Indian cricket team takes our products, right? But on day one, you are a non-entity, you go and say you have these products, whether you would take it, the answer is no. You will always have that, a little bit of tentativeness, right? So please look at the brand that you are taking, the product that you are taking, and just make sure that, again, I have 2 daughters, I have a family. So the advice is always that don't get into a place where you cannot live without anything in life, which includes nutrition. And that's where people like you, when it comes to holistic living, more of positivity, all that comes in. So it is not related to just nutrition. It can be related to anything in life.
True.
And that's a good, helpful message. Thank you, Vijay. Now that we are talking about, the different nutrition and the products and your customer segment, like you mentioned, you are, associated with our Indian cricket team. You are associated with a lot of running events. How do you think now in today's time of lockdown and COVID, how is the business taking it? How is your strategy changing?
Well, we had fantastic budgeting sessions in February and early March. We had drawn up the plans for the entire year, forthcoming year, and obviously, as it has happened for everyone, we had to just keep it aside, right? So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, this is something which has affected each and every one. There is no one who is not affected. So that is a positive aspect as well as a negative element. We just need to look at the positive aspects and then get along with it. When it comes to Fastened Up, we were really eager to get started with the year. The TCS 10K was going to happen. The registration process had started. There was a launch which was happening on March 18th or so, and that was the time when things got a little bit more, tougher, and then it had to be pulled out, right? So if you look at Fastened Up as a brand, there are certain elements which we feel will be affected for the next 4 to 5 months. But there are certain elements which are probably opportunities that we need to look at. So what we had looked at inside Fastened Up right from day one was, we wanted to be a brand which affects every person who wants to be active, a person who wants to stay fit physically and mentally, right? So if you look at our product portfolio, we have products which are more into the performance range. And then we had some products like the electrolytes, the reload, which is in the middle. And then we had products which are into the wellness or daily supplementation range, like the vitamin C, multivitamins, magnesium. We have a calcium product. We have a omega-3 supplement, etc. So one, from a product perspective, what we are finding is the sports range will take some time to get back. Like if you ask me, energy gel, it will take some time for people to start to use it. But an electrolyte is going on well. But we have had a good uptake, I would say, when it comes to the wellness range. And that's also because of the story which is building up, awareness which is happening about the benefits of staying healthy, immunity, etc. So the way we see it is, going forward, the awareness about immunity, fitness is certainly going to grow, which means that the range, which includes things like vitamin C that you talked about, is going to grow, penetrate more better. A lot of immunity products, immunity as a subject will get better, which also gives us opportunity for companies like us to bring newer products into the market, because we have always had this tough task at hand, that we have always had to build the category. even when it comes to sports nutrition, fitness nutrition. We had to go and educate. So we always wanted, at least some help when it comes to category building. I think immunity is something which everyone is talking. So it helps us to bring more innovative, more nicer products into the Indian market. Sports nutrition, we already see signs that government is taking actions to get it back. So we see that as going forward. So in that way, it's been balanced. We have been affected, but it's been balanced, and we find the positives. The bigger thing I would say is what do we do internally with the teams, right? Because if you look at the teams, there are teams which are involved in different activities, right? Yep. So some teams find a lot of positivity, and some teams find that what is in it for me for the next 3 months, 4 months. For example, if you look at the sports side of things, we don't see anything happening before September, right? Yeah. Again, it's a moving target or goal. So what do we do with people who are so much involved? I mean, the crux of our business right from start has been people who have been passionate about the business. Yep. People who actually go out and run those 42 kilometers, run those 21 kilometers, right? And then also be business leaders, right? So for them, when they see that cricket is not happening, the IPL has been washed out, there's no running event happening, so I can't go to any expos, right? Yeah. And we have team which has been working on activations with running groups, right? So there is no physical group which is going out and running on, say, the Juhu Beach, for example, or the NCPA. So all that has come down, right? So the message to them is one needs to be positive, active, right? Two, can we innovate, right? Can we do things differently? Like a lot of people are now moving on to online activities, right? Yes. So what we are trying to do is, can brand activation happen online, right? Can we engage with running groups, fitness groups online, right? Yep. So that is something which we are trying to do, right? The third thing that the teams are being told is, now is the time, now is the opportunity for you to multitask, learn new things, right? So we have people who are even taking ownership of operations, people who are learning the tricks of the trade when it comes to online activations, right? People who are trying to see how can we stream a Zoom call into Facebook Live, right? So I think it opens up new barriers, but the challenge is, the more it goes on, I think it's a responsibility of the leadership to kind of get that message go in and out. It's very easy to say that everything is done, things are not going the right way. But I think, all of us are have some experience in sports. That's what sports teaches you, right? When you're running a marathon, you would have done very well till 32 kilometers. And that's when the chips are down and you get back and then complete your 42 kilometers.
Wow. That's an absolutely fantastic anecdote that you shared, Vijay. And I quite like the whole CEO perspective, the way you said that you had kind of completed the budgetary session in March and you have to put the whole of things separately. The three things that, probably all the CEOs who are watching it, all the people who are running their businesses, even corporate employees who are watching this call, they must see, the first thing that he spoke about, which I really, really love, Vijay, is about the people aspect of it. You jump straight into the people aspect of it in terms of how to keep the people motivated, how to keep them charged, how to keep them enabled and supported. The second thing you spoke about, alternate channels. So I really like your ambitious stand on sports coming back in probably September, but you rightly said it's a moving stand. I'll probably discount it for at least next 8 months, if not a year. But yes, definitely what we are seeing as a possible trend is online, movement of sports. So whether it is people who are golfers, They're moving for online golfing, even runners. There are apps like Zwift and all, which are really, really catching up with people kind of training on cycling at home. So clearly, for all those people who are even training at home, whether it is HIIT, yoga, whether it is for general fitness or any kind of intensive workout they're doing, a right kind of nutrition, starting with the right kind of food and the liquids that you're taking, and also supported by right kind of nutrition, as Vijay rightly spoke about BCA. I'm personally very, very perceptive and individual. I like to have my view and thorough research about everything. And after having a detailed knowledge about detailed research with sports nutritionists, I switched on to this BCAA product. So thank you so much for your nutritionist and also your team to have guided me on that, Vijay. And the last bit which you mentioned about is upskilling of the people. Again, very, very pertinent for each and everyone on the call. The chips are down right now, more so from the perspective of the life that we used to consider as normal and usual is not something which is existing. This is the new normal. I mean, I was witness to H1N1, and after that, the life changed forever. What you call as a sanitizer, hand sanitizer, used to be a distinguished product or kind of a premium offering in any of the shops earlier. Today, it is a mass product, right? I mean, it's probably a shop may not have a vegetable, but they have probably a hand sanitizer, right? So, guys, get ready, keep upskilling, and on the specific thing that you're talking about, the education and the wellness and some of the subjects that we combined, Vijay, I will take liberty of just recapping it. I was reading one of these articles of a management consultant. He kind of consults few of the top CEOs, and he says, if in the current space you can develop your skill in any of these three segments, which is education technology, wellness technology, or fintech, right? If these are, and obviously, they have all further diversification in terms of which segment you can do, then probably you are in the right space acquiring the right skill. So, and I definitely see that, products that you are definitely falling into the wellness tech space. And while product is always for consumption, but if you can, an online kind of positioning of it, which you're doing for your team, is absolutely spot on.
So Vijay, yes, as Amit has really summarized it really well. When we are talking about, I have a few more questions there. So Amit, I will just go ahead with that. When we were talking about, your giving outlook about how you're dealing with different teams in Fasten Up. And I believe you have a very young team of in age group of late 20s, mid 20s. Like that's a young team. And you very well was that how you are keeping them engaged with innovations and boosting their morale by keeping them up there. Well, I had gone through some of your live sessions on Instagram, which you're having with your athletes. So that's one, aspect I saw that Fasten Up is actually looking after their business partners. And can you just throw a light about your live streams going on Instagram with the athletes? What is it about, and how are you? How are you because I saw you taking this sessions yourself with them live stream. How are you helping them during this COVID and lockdown?
Nice question, Neha. So I would like to take it a little back. So even when the company was founded, we always wanted to build a stream of, a pool of athletes, people who believe in us, believe in the products, and work along with us. It is also at some level a service or as an attempt that we were trying to do to increase the level of nutrition in the general fitness and sports community. So over the period of last 4.5 years, we today have around 100 plus athletes in that program. And obviously the lockdown affects each of one of them differently, right? You should also remember that this was Olympic year.
Yes.
So a few of our athletes were in the reckoning for Olympics, and suddenly once in 4-year event, you dream about Olympics, you're almost there, and it doesn't happen. It's a lot of mental, trauma. A thing to the athletes, right? But one thing that has always kept us in good on the good side of things is that being a small brand, being a growing brand, we never really could afford, huge, big athletes and give them plenty of money. I mean, imagine a company like Fast Enough getting into those multi-crore deals with athletes and getting that relationship going. So for us, it has always been at the relationship level, engagement level, etc. So when the IPL didn't happen, for example, it didn't really matter to us, right? Because we were never in that picture of those big bang budgets, right? Olympics didn't happen; it doesn't matter. For us, we still keep doing those small things in life, being engaged with people. So our attempt to having these Insta series, one was to engage, because each athlete, each person has a story to tell, right?
True.
And these are focused things that people want to hear. For example, we had a national swimmer, Srihari, joining us. So anybody who's interested in swimming wants to hear those small details. We had Satyan, who is a table tennis player, who was a surety for the Olympics. People would like to hear the table tennis aspect and how he goes through things in his life, right?
Wow.
And other end of the spectrum, we had a person like, say, Mayank Agarwal, right? Who is a test player, right? The good thing is all of them have been very happy, very willing to come to our sessions to share their stories. The other thing that we also wanted to do was that we didn't want it to be too long, so that people really have those small sessions of half an hour and get away with, get over with it. The third thing that we also wanted to establish was the brand aspect that I was telling, the people aspect, etc. Because we wanted to give a sense to everyone concerned that for us it's business as usual. We need to just go with those things, right? Even in this current situation. Talking about athletes per se, Neha, I have to tell you that everyone is in the same boat, right? Everyone is facing through different streams of tentativeness, doubts, etc. For an athlete, it's different. For us, it's different, right? One of those brands, they did a athlete, brand engagement, and I was told by somebody that one of the things that I told the athletes, because they had done it with global athletes, right from NBA player in US to an athlete in India. So told them, never show yourself working in a gym, in a fancy gym, because everyone doesn't have access to a fancy gym, right? So the message was doing those simple things and show it to the world.
Yes.
Maybe a push-up, maybe a squat, maybe a pull-up, right? So it just shows that everyone goes through the same process, and for us, we feel that this is a small attempt where we can engage with athletes. They feel happy about it, about this activity, because not many brands are doing this in a sustained manner. So for us, we have now taken it as a way of things for the next few weeks, a month or so, and gives an opportunity for us to give the message out. And I'm hoping that at least some of the people who are listening to it will find it useful. So that's always an honest attempt.
No, and while we are Neha, while we are at it, and I have a lot of questions and comments kind of pouring in, just something related to it. So there are few comments that are pouring in terms of, oh, I forgot to stock my sports hydration stuff. I wasn't really expecting it to go for so long. So as I understand, Vijay, that the product are out for delivery now. So you're taking orders.
Yeah, so right from we had probably a blackout period of a week or so. Besides that, we have actually been able to start resume our supplies. I have to thank really the frontline warriors that we all say. We have frontline warriors even in our company, who are the people who manage the warehouses, people who actually literally pack and send out those products. So they have been active. It's a big salute to them. So we have had deliveries even going down to Cochin from Mumbai. We have deliveries that people have been receiving in Chennai. We have deliveries going out to Delhi. So definitely, yes, Amit, the supplies are going out. But please be prepared for certain delays.
Yes.
Because we don't run a Blue Dart, or we don't run a delivery, or
yes. So all those people who are inquisitive about it, you can go to any of these two trusted sources to buy. You can buy from FastenUp official website, or you can download MyGulf app and buy the products from there. So the products will be delivered to you. There might be some delay, but of my experience of FastenUp's professional team, they'll keep you posted if there's any particular delay. I do have one more question from Rohini Tunde from Mumbai. She asks you, how different is FastenUp calcium different from the calcium we get at a chemist?
Simply put, the ingredient calcium is a calcium. So fundamentally, you will have to look at how much is the dosage or strength that your chemist gives, how much you want, and how much FastenUp is giving. But beyond that, beyond the basic element, but that is an answer that only you can, that the person can answer. But beyond that, FastenUp calcium, what it also provides is an easy way of taking it, which is effervescent. You put it into water, it dissolves, so you get a homogeneous solution. You drink it in summer. It also helps you in hydration, keeping up with the hydration element. It also gives you an opportunity to mix your favorite calcium product with, say, an electrolyte or a vitamin C, right, into the same glass or bottle. So I think in that way, I mean, if you like the way FastenUp helps you from a delivery perspective, please go ahead and take it.
Thanks. And Vijay, one associated question to it, Neha. I'm so sorry, I'm kind of barging into your serious question that you already have. So a huge population of our members are corporates. There are people who are so used to going to offices, and now they are not. Nearly, I don't think so more than 10% people who are really into emergency services of any corporate, like banking and stuff like that, they are really going. Rest all of them are operating from home. And when they're operating from home, they're kind of been living an absolutely disillusioned life. When they are getting up, they don't know the differentiator between whether it is home, whether it is office, because they get up and they start working. When they switch off, they're still working, and they suddenly. So they're living an absolutely a life full of anxiety, which a lot of them are not even aware that they're in a state of anxiety and stress. While there are huge element of a huge amount of initiative we are steering on emotional, mental, and physical wellness through our social media channels and through our mobile app. Is there anything specific you have an advice or any specific product you recommend to them, so that because the thing that I am hearing, at least I've read through and I've got consultation from sports nutritionists, is stress and anxiety has a direct impact on vitamin D depletion, or maybe in certain cases vitamin B12 too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is there any specific advice you have in terms of what they need to do, or particularly they need to focus on immunity boosting?
I would like to take a couple of minutes to answer this.
Sure.
So one of the books that I'm reading right now is Barefoot Coach by Paddy Upton, who was a mental coach of the Indian cricket team when India won 2011, the World Cup. So mental conditioning is good, is important even during normal times, and much more important during the current time. And I'm sure, Amit, people like you, Galf, is doing an exceptional job reaching out to people, getting them to understand this message and do things in the right way. So I think we need more people like you going out and doing this thing, right? That's point number one. The second thing is, first, I mean, this also gives everyone an opportunity to see if they can do slight modifications to their life, right? I am happy to see that a lot of people are getting into fitness activities. I mean, like I'm sure Neha would have clients who are really onto it, and new people are getting in, right? They are understanding that by doing those small segments, elements of fitness activity, what they are also trying to do is keep their mind active, right? I'm hoping that anyone who is listening to this, corporates, have now a proof of experience of how much physical activity fitness can help them, because previously they always had this excuse that you didn't have time. I used to come late from office, I had calls right into the night, right? So I'm hoping that that element is now increased. Also, with a lot of online apps, etc., you have a lot of choices. You just need to do the right, take up the right choice that you have and go with it. Last thing that Amit mentioned was, do I have any advice on immunity, food, etc.? Well, that's also an element which everyone has to consider. Like I was telling in the initial part, right? Uh, uh, People are now beginning to be more mindful about what they eat, the right things, the right elements. I hope this stays with them even after this period is over, right? So that trend is going to get established. Finally, one product which I personally like, which is not a bestseller for us, uh, but I think I've found a nice utility of that product is the ingredient called magnesium. Uh, I think people should research about it, and I have been taking it myself. Magnesium is in fact helps in stress relief. It helps you sleep well. A lot of athletes have it because it helps in muscle recovery as well. So an athlete has a certain dosage. So in good times, the elite athletes used to have it, but for normal people like us, it's a wonderful product. So if people don't have knowledge about magnesium, because there's so much of things happening around the other products, please have a look into magnesium, see what it does, and maybe try and experiment out. And that will be a good ingredient for you to have as it as you step into the post-lockdown period, along with immunity boosting products like a vitamin C.
Thanks, Vijay. That's extremely, extremely helpful. Over to you, Neha.
Yeah. Okay. I think, Vijay, we can keep going on with you for another hour, as I mentioned for our, previous speaker as well. It's such a pleasure having you folks here. Before I hand it over to Amit for the rapid fire, Amit, I have two quick ones for Vijay. First one, Vijay, can you throw some light on and about the kids supplements, because that is something which is definitely, I'm a mom of two kids, and it did become a matter of concern for me during this time, especially. Like, we are always concerned like paranoid moms, but this time we really became more aware of how to look after their nutrition, sitting at home the whole day, having online classes, and also how to build up their immunity. Do you have any tips and advice regarding that?
Well, Neha, quickly, it's the same which happens with adults as well. So anything which boosts immunity, anything which kids like, we should give it. I mean, the same thing that I do with my kids. The only thing that that has changed is that kids are far more intelligent and knowledgeable today than what we were.
Yeah.
Right. So they know what's happening. They know that immunity is important for them. So in fact, my kids have actually started taking, normal food, better food every day. Plus, also, any dietary supplement which they need to have, which they haven't been having because of whatever reasons, they have started taking, which includes, say, a vitamin C, or maybe a Chyawanprash, or whatever the nutritionist or the person prescribes. If when it comes to our own product range, products including vitamin C are safe for kids above 8 years. There's nothing unsafe about the product, but we suggest kids above 8 years to have it. So I think this can be a routine for everyone.
Great. And next one, my last here, your physical fitness, how are you looking after it in this lockdown? What are you doing for it? Because as you said, you were 35, 36 when you started running. And I was taken aback that, okay, then what's your age now? Because yes.
Yeah, so, I'm around 44, 45 now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I never liked running long distances, okay, in terms of pure mileage, but this is zero, right? So when you have a choice and you don't do it, that's a different feeling, right? But when you don't have a choice and you cannot even do anything about it, that's the worst part that you can be in, right? So I still love to probably get an opportunity to go out and run, but since I am not able to do it, what I'm trying to do is I do multiple things, which all cumulatively adds up to around an hour or so every day. When I say cumulative things, I'm probably talking to you now. So once this is over, I might do a 5 to 10 minute module of, say, go and do some pull-ups, push-ups, or do some crunches. In the evening, I join my daughter to do some drills. So I do try to do a mix and match of multiple things. It's just the way I am, because I'm not a weights person or a gym person who wants to do one specific activity. In fact, I've started enjoying my indoor game of cricket with my kids and wife. So multiple things to be active. So that's been my way of doing things, so that you don't get bored over a period of time. And hopefully soon we get over this and I can go on my solo runs.
Wow. So that's a big thing from coming from you, cumulative workouts. So there's no excuse that, oh, I can't take out an hour or so, 5-10 minutes, dividing it the whole day, I think is a superb idea. Over to you, Amit.
I think, yeah, you're very well recapped. It's an absolutely a big thing, and you said it very so subtly and so humbly. But I've been talking to a few of the CEOs recently, and even some of the homemakers. So right from everyone who are in different spaces of life, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm constantly working." It's not really that they are physically working, but they're constantly mentally in that working space. Or right from, if you're a top-notch ace alpha investment banker sitting at home and doing jhadu pocha these days, everyone is in the same space. Life has been a big equalizer, but everyone seems to be, oh, we are doing so much. But I think I really like this thing of cumulative workouts. What a beautiful name you kind of gave to it. Spread your workouts for 5-10 minutes, go out throughout the day, look at the cumulative calorie loss that you're doing during the day, and keep yourself very, very active. Don't exert yourself overtly, something that I hear. All right. So coming to the quick fire round, I still have, I don't know what to say about this, Vijay, because I still have a lot of followers who are still joining the session and they're loving it. But I'll switch over to this quick fire round. I'm sorry if any of them appear to be embarrassing for you, but what is the first one thing, during your lockdown period that you reflected upon, or you kind of, felt that, oh, this is something that I don't really need in my life and I'll let it go. And this is something which may or may have been that important, but definitely I'm letting go out of my life now.
I mean, honestly, it was nothing. There was nothing specific that I hadn't. I wouldn't have wished to let go, kind of thing. So, no simple answer to that. But yes, now you feel that you can even live more without a lot of other things. So,
Yes,
that's my honest answer.
That's true. That's true. And assuming, Mr. Modi comes in and decide, you're all safe and tomorrow is going to be absolutely, lockdown over, country is absolutely safe. What is one thing that you love to do immediately after that?
I want to go and run.
Over?
I want to go and run.
You want to go and run. Okay, lovely. For the uninitiated few on the call, we have over here a sub-3 full marathoner talking about that he did not like running at one moment of time and he wants to go for a run. Okay, so that is a point to be noted.
I really miss the roads now. I mean, I've never really appreciated how much the roads can make a difference to you.
Yeah. How much the value of the road is. Okay. What's your one big fear right now?
Lack of the possibility to get back to where we came from. I mean, if it's 90%, it's still fine. But what if it was 50%?
Yeah. Very likely that's going to be the case, at least in the short term. Yeah. So it looks like it, at least in the short and medium term, that's going to be the case. But hey, praying for everyone's safety and success and good health. All right. So given the fact that, you spent sufficient time at home, and maybe sometime really looking at your wardrobe right now, which you have possibly been using only 10% of it now. Have you had an opportunity to relook at your wardrobe and say, these are things I don't really need? And what is one attire or one gear that you would love to don other than the running attire the moment the lockdown is over?
I was never a big... I had never a fascination for the suit or a blazer, but I would love to wear that and probably laugh at myself and think that probably we never need it in the future.
Lovely. Excellent. And this is my favorite question that I ask to everyone, just conscious of your time. So what is one food or, few of those food items that you're really gorging on during this lockdown?
Well, I'm a South Indian. So dosas are something which we readily get, the batter, and we have it every day for breakfast. So my daughter cooks well. So we get to eat different types that we can enjoy on. So.
Lovely. Thank you for this candid interaction, Vijay. Any parting note that you have for our members and to all the corporate employees, CXOs, fitness enthusiasts, and everyone? Any parting note from your side?
Just a couple of them. Stay safe, and also believe that all of you set examples in your own way, even though there are small examples. So be mindful of doing whatever you're going to do, which includes going out and, because somebody is watching you, right? And finally, this period will get over, right? But what will stay with us is the fact that Amit, Neha have been talking about how can we lead a healthier life, both mentally and physically. And this can be a good start for that period. So thank you so much. I had fun interacting with all of you, and thanks to all the viewers as well.
Likewise, Vijay, and thank you so much. It was absolute delight to have you here, and thanks for keeping it so unguarded, so unarmed, and absolutely most genuine self of yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vijay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your
Thanks,
time.
Neha.
Thank you for all the wonderful tips we got from you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.